This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 FM and iTalk1067.com. Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Beamer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports, and Comfort Fit Dentures. And now, Sholo Ford presents high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Live from the Den in Snowflake High School, Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com as we hit the first time ever the small school. We're calling it the Copper State Open, Randall. I'm Aaron Hewish. I'm joined on my side by Randall and Somo, and the Copper State Open. And we're going to get into the game on how this works, but basically the 1A, 2A, and 3A are taking the best and are playing basically a prelim tournament. Then the top four are going to advance, and the losers of this Copper are going to go back into their state tournament. Something that's never been done. Mixed reactions on it, by the way, but tell us your thoughts on the Copper Open.
You know, from an official aspect of this, it's Chinese. You know, I was back from the old school where it was the top 8 teams. If you weren't the best of the top 8, you didn't make it. And so now learning how this Copper and the Opens work, Huey, it's kind of a different animal.
Well, tonight we have the Monument Valley Mustangs traveling down to Snowflake here to play the Snowflake Lobos as the Mustangs travel and are currently seeded, I believe, 12 in this, or 13 in this Open, and the Lobos in 3rd or 4th. I'm not quite sure, but we're going to go now to our Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center injury report. Summit Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get back in the game. Randall, I'm going to default and turn this one over to you.
Okay, so I spoke with Snowflake's head coach, and they did not have any injuries to report. He said everybody was healthy and everything was looking good from his side. Spoke with Monument Valley. They've got Peyton Begay, number 21, who has got a foot injury, so that's going to keep her from playing tonight.
Well, we're going to go ahead and take a break, folks, as we're going to have the national anthem and the starting lineups. We're going to come back and finish with our Ace Hardware keys to the game and our Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center injury report. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Welcome back, everybody. Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com as we continue with our Ace Hardware keys of the game. Ace Hardware has a 24/7 locksmith. The next time you're locked out of your car or need a key made any hour of the day or night, any night of the week, call Ace Hardware in Pine Top, Overguard, and Sholo. Ace Hardware keys to the game. Randall, go.
So key points, talking with Snowflake, he says he wants to break the press.
And they've done a good job on that all year, so that's a good,
So
good
there's
key.
that one. He also wants to kind of control the perimeter shots, make sure that they keep the three-point shots down. And then talking with Monument Valley, and it's kind of funny, both coaches said the same thing. I said, what would your key points be of the game tonight? And what did they say? To win. Got it. Let's go a little further outside that box. Well, Monument Valley says they want to control the perimeter with Snowflake. Snowflake's got some hot shooters from the perimeter, and then they want to work on the post playing. They got to be able to control the post on that as well.
Absolutely, with Raynell West down there. And, you know, over the last, I believe it's been 6 games, Snowflake's average like 5.8 three-pointers a game. That is huge. And if they can get that hot tonight, they're going to do some damage. But you talked about that inside game with Monument Valley. They're going to have to contend with Raynell West and Raya Denhalter, and that's going to be a monumental, no pun intended, task for the Monument Valley Mustangs.
Yes, it is. Yep.
So, folks, as we go down the lineups here, it's Sandoval, Mute, Ray, Begay, and Mann. So we have Megan Sandoval, Letitia Mute, Skylyn Ray, Peyton Begay, Tyrin Begay, and Kieran Mann. We'll have to distinguish some of those apart. And for the Snowflake Lobos, Raya Denhalter, Kennedy Stewart, Taylor Hancock, Nicole Hips, and Raynell West rounding out the starting 5. As we get set, folks, for our Northland Pioneer College tip-off. When it comes time to tip off your college education, tip out to the college with the lowest tuition in the state. That's Northland Pioneer College, now offering bachelor's degrees in business and education, Northland Pioneer College. And we go back one more time to the keys of the game. As the keys of the game, break the press, hold down threes, and win. Both coaches had the same thing to say, so that's your Ace Hardware pregame show. Ace Hardware is a 24/7 locksmith. The next time you're locked out of your car, day or night, need a key made, any hour of the day or week, any night of the week, call Ace Hardware. Pine Top, Overguard, and Sholo. As the Snowflake controls the tip, and that's going to go in, and Raya Denhalter and Randall just got a text, and we have a living legend listening to us tonight.
Oh.
Coach Brian Begay from Monument Valley is tuned into iTalk tonight, and we're going to make sure we give him, as missed by the Monument Valley Mustangs, as Coach Brian Begay, I believe he's going into his 22nd year of coaching up there, as a long three-pointer's no good. And Snowflake not used to this. We're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a travel. That's going to go a travel against Mann, as we look forward, and we're glad to have Coach Begay out there. But I think he's been the head football coach something like 20 years.
Something like that.
And
congratulations on that.
And by far, in our opinion, and we're just humble officials, runs a top-notch program up there on the reservation and is competitive all the time. As Kennedy Stewart puts up a long three-point shot, no good. As Denhalter's going to go for it, it's going to scoot out of bounds, and that is going to belong to the Monument Valley Mustangs. As Mustangs are going to inbound the ball, that's going to be number 2, Sandoval. Inbounds, Mute bringing the ball down the court. Mute guarded by Hips, 10 on 10. As now goes out to number 40, that is Mann. Mann at the top of the key, guarded by Denhalter. Lobos coming out in a man-on-man. As Denhalter gets a little screen, Mann goes to left, right, puts it up, no good. Taylor Hancock with the rebound. She gives it to West. West over to Hips, and Hips is going to go. And Randall, I'm not seeing that tight press like we thought we might see early on, but the Lobos have been very good this year on breaking that press.
Yes, exactly. And you're right. I haven't seen it since the tip-off a minute and a half ago. So,
as that's going to whistle and out of bounds, that's going to belong to the Monument Valley Mustangs. As we get a little bit of a replay here, and there goes Denhalter after that one. As so now the Monument Valley Mustangs bring it in. Sandoval with the ball. Sandoval being guarded by Hancock. Sandoval to left, right. Now she crosses over the time stripe. Sandoval goes to her right now. She puts it up. That's going to be no good. Rebound Mustangs. That's going to be number 10, Mute, with the shot back. Put back, no good. Denhalter with the rebound. Denhalter looking to go coast to coast. Now Denhalter tries to pass it out to Hips. Now Hips ends up with it. Three-point shot by the Lobos, no good. And I believe that's Mute with the rebound. As Mann now throws a long court pass to Mute. Mute puts it up, no good. But she is fouled, as Letitia Mute will draw her first foul of the game, and she'll go to the line to shoot a couple. As Randall, it's a little bit of a mixed crowd here tonight, as you have the Monument Valley faithful making the long trek down, but you can't count out that Snowflake Lobo student section They're pretty loud tonight, too.
They are, and I was kind of actually expecting a little bit bigger crowd tonight, Huey.
Well, there is only one game, no lower level, not staying. It's a 7 o'clock on a Tuesday night. It's a long way to come down as Mute's first free throw is no good. Here goes their second one. And it's up, and it is no good as well. Rebound, Denhalter of the Lobos. Here come the Lobos with a little bit of a press. Now forward to Hips. Hips over on our far side, your near side. As Hips now being guarded, she puts back, and she's going to be called with the double dribble as wasn't put enough oomph to get that, and nice job on the replay by showing that was a double dribble. Mute inbounds to Ray, back to Mute. Mute inside, Denhalter knocks it away. Now Denhalter has the steal. Denhalter now takes it back to Hancock. Lobos lose a little bit of ground, but Hancock brings it over. Now to Hips. Hips inside to West. West looking over on the far side to Denhalter, now has it stolen. Mute with the steal, mentioning her name a lot early on in this broadcast. Now to Sandoval. Sandoval bringing it down the court. 2-0 Lobos on top. As Sandoval goes left, right, now to her left. Out to Mute at the top of the key. Inside to Man. Man puts it up. That's going to be no good. And that's going to be in the hands of Sandoval. That one's no good. Denhalter with the ball. And the Monument Valley Mustangs just haven't, they've outshot the Lobos ×2, but just haven't been able to come up with that ball. As Kennedy Stewart throws it in. Now to West. West out to Hancock. Hancock three-point shot. No good. Rebound, Man. Man forward to Mute. Mute dribbles the ball, guarded by Hips. Now Mute stops over on the far side. Over to the top of the key to Sandoval to Man. Man three-point shot. That is going to be good. And that is a Comfort Fit Dentures three-point shot for our first points for the Monument Valley Mustangs, as that is balls in. Here come the Lobos. Here comes Hancock. Hancock now puts up a three-point shot. That's going to be no good. Rebound West. West puts it on the court to Stewart. Stewart puts up the three. That one's going to be good. Kennedy Stewart hits a Comfort Fit Dentures three-point shot.
She's been dangerous on her three-point shots this whole season. So if Monument Valley wants to control any 3 points, they're going to have to control her.
Well, and that's what I said is the first team that doubles up their 3 points back-to-back, and Denhalter was getting whistled for a foul. I feel that the first team that gets hot and hits boom, boom on those 3-point shots is going to come up ahead in this game.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Yep.
As we get a whistle and we get a timeout, we're going to go ahead and take it to the Show LaForge presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable. Always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Welcome back to Show LaForge presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com as the Monument Valley Mustangs, after the foul, will bring in the ball, and that's going to be Sandoval to inbound. Sandoval now into Man. Sandoval back to her, puts it up. That's going to be an air ball, no good. West with the rebound. Now to Hips. Hips trying to push it. Now Hips slows it down, goes to the top of the key. Over on the far side to Hancock, near side to Hancock. Stewart, three-point shot. That one's going to be good. Kennedy Stewart, Comfort Fit Dentures, three-point shot. As we get a whistle and we get a timeout, we're going to go ahead and take it to Show LaForge presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Welcome back to Show LaForge presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com. You're listening to high school basketball presented by Show LaFord on italk1067.com, KNKI Pinetop Sholo, and 102.5 Pinetop, a Kopaniki communication station. As Monument now has the ball in their key, and they're going to throw it away as that gets away from Mute, and it falls out of bounds, and now is going to belong to the Lobos as Hancock's going to inbound. Randall, real quick, let's break away and talk about our officiating crew here tonight.
All right, so tonight the referee was Leroy Thomas. Umpire 1 was Jake Udall, and umpire 2 was Tommy P. I have such a tough time with saying his last name.
Puhuayama, I think. And
right.
he's a great officiating crew brought here tonight. You get to this point in the season, and they pick the best of the best to get these games in. So we're happy to have this crew. As now Ray brings it forward. Ray inside to Parrish, and back out to Man. Man 3-point shot. And that one's going to be good. As Man hits another Comfort Fit Dentures 3-point shot, and that takes the Lobo lead to 2. 8-6 in favor of the Lobos. 3 minutes left here in this first quarter as Hips has the ball over to Hancock. Hancock looks. Now Hancock being guarded over to Bryn Kupfer, who's just checked in the end. Kupfer inside to Denhalter. Denhalter now goes to the ground. We're going to whistle, and we're going to get a travel as Denhalter falls to the floor, and it's going to belong now to the Mustangs. As it looks like Man is going to be dangerous from that perimeter for the Mustangs as the Lobos put on the press. We're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get a foul, and that's going to go on Hips. That's going to be her first personal. That is going to be the third on the team, as we're going to get J.C. Ballard and Raynell West checking in for the Snowflake Lobos. Dalton to inbound. Dalton inbounds into Ray. Now forward to Man. Man left, right now at the free throw line. Man now out to, I believe that is number 12. That is Dalton, and no good. And it's just taken away on the rebound from Taylor Hancock. And that goes to number 23, Parrish, who puts it up and in and ties this game. Hancock now with the ball for the Lobos, tied 8-8, 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. Over to Kennedy Stewart. Stewart now goes to her left. Guarded closely by Ray, as we're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a blocking foul on Ray. Now, Randall, that's just definitely shoving the hips into the ball carrier.
It's putting her hips in.
And I know they always put their hands up, but you know what? You can't check them like that with your hip. And Stewart did not intentionally go into that. Hancock to inbound. As Hancock throws it way to the backcourt to Stewart, who's now guarded by Ray. Stewart bringing it forward. Now over to Ballard. Ballard top. Ballard puts up a 3-point shot. No good. Rebound is Man for the Monument Valley Mustangs. Man's going to take it down on her own, as Man now sends it over to Sandoval. Sandoval now to her left. Brings it to the mid part of the top of the key. Sandoval over, puts it up. That's going to be no good. Rebound Raynell West. West to Stewart. Stewart now brings the ball up, guarded by Sandoval. Stewart over on the far side, as she gets it somehow to Hancock, who now Hancock drives the lane. She puts up a little floater, and Taylor Hancock with 2 points of her own. Great drive by the lane for the Snowflake Lobos. Mustangs now with the ball. Sandoval bringing down the ball. Sandoval backed off, being guarded by Hancock. Now inside to Man. Man now brings it out behind the arc. Man directing traffic. Man looks to go. Now over to Sandoval. No, that is Dalton. Dalton to her left, inside to Man. Knocked away by Denhalter. Gathered by Man. Now gathered back in and stolen by Denhalter. As Denhalter now one-on-one with Dalton. Little bit of a slide, no call. And she puts it up and in. As that is Raya Denhalter, 2 points. We're under a minute left here in the first quarter. And folks, if you notice, we got the shot clock working right above, so we no longer have to put the shot clock and tell you what's on it. As Man, no good, as the ball goes rebounded back out to Man. That one's no good. As the ball was rebounded by Parrish, that went back out to Man. Man put up another three-pointer. That was no good. Now the Lobos get the rebound. Hancock bringing the ball over. J.C. Ballard now with the ball, looking for West. Now sends it over to Kennedy Stewart. Stewart now to her left. Now back out to Ballard. Ballard goes to her right. Now left, back over to Denhalter. Denhalter now driving the lane, guarded by Man. Denhalter throws up an errant shot. That one's no good. 8-7, 7 seconds. As Dalton brings the ball down on the far side. Dalton sends it into, it eventually ends up in the hands of Man. Man puts it up and in, and that's going to end the quarter. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear. goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Welcome back, Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com as we have a 12-10 lead by the Snowflake Lobos as the Monument Valley Mustangs and the Snowflake Lobos with a pair of threes each in that quarter that kept this one close. And Monument there at the end just was able to get the running last 4 points of the quarter. Great job by them. Randall, thoughts on the first quarter?
The first quarter actually went by pretty dang quick. It wasn't really...
4 fouls, I think.
Yeah, I believe so. It went by really fast.
As Stewart gets her pocket straight up picked by Mute. Mute goes up and in. That's going to be no good as we're going to whistle, and that's going to go out of bounds on Mute and belong to the Mustangs as the Lobos just trying to figure out what to do to get that ball up as they're being pressed. As Hips now checks back in. Hips been one of the main ball handlers all year for the Lobos, and assuredly she's going to be, and she does switch places with Stewart to bring the ball down as the ball now goes to Hips, and Hips is going to be picked up right at half court by Mute. Ball to Hancock. Now Hancock gets inside to West. West is guarded by Mann. We're going to get a whistle and we're going to get out of bounds. And that's going to go to the Monument Valley Mustangs. And the Lobos just making just enough mistakes here to let these Monument Valley Mustangs hang around. But this is a scrappy, very scrappy group of Mustangs here tonight and have overcome a lot of missed shots, but been able to get a lot of offensive boards. As now Smith drives over to the far side. Now Smith throws it back to Mute. Mute left, right, now out to number 12. That is Dalton. Dalton now to her right. Back, forth, Dalton now sends it to Mann. That's going to be no good. Mann had the ball kicked out of bounds. The Lobos grabbed it. It went back into Sherlock. Sherlock puts up, and Sherlock now with a chance. She made it, was fouled, so Sherlock with a chance to give the Monument Valley Mustangs a lead here early in the second quarter. And her free throw is good, and that puts the Monument Valley Mustangs on top. Ball is inbounded to Stewart, back now to Hips. Hips to the middle to West. West over to Denhalter. Denhalter goes, puts it up and in, and that's what the Lobos do best is break that press and get those easy transition points. As now Dalton brings the ball down. Hancock's going to back off on her a little bit. Left to right now over to Mann. Mann now looking to put up a three. She's had 2 of them on the game. As over to Dalton now in the corner. Back now inside to Mann. Mann guarded by Denhalter. Denhalter brings it out to the top of the key. Sends it over to Mute. Mute now drives the lane. Wide open layup. No good. Rebound. Mann had the rebound. Misses it off. Now Hancock gets it. Now Hancock goes. And Hancock's with a 1-on-3 fast break. No good. We're going to get a whistle. And we're going to get a foul on the Mustangs. As Hancock's going to go to the line to shoot a couple. Randall, very clean game thus far.
You know, so far it's been very, very clean. And I was looking at the standings, and Monument Valley's number 10, Snowflake's number 2. It just seems like it's more the number 1 and number 2 are playing tonight. It's just a different feel tonight.
Senior Haley Westover checking in for the Snowflake Lobos. It is a different feel, and I like that it's Monument Valley because they brought the crowd.
Absolutely.
And they brought the noise. It doesn't compete with that Winslow Alchesay game we had last week. That was incredible.
Oh, yeah, that was absolutely outstanding.
I was actually talking to a friend of mine, and he said, as Hancock's second free throw is no good, rebound West. West puts it right back. That's no good. Monument Valley, that's Mann with the rebound. Mann throwing it forward to Dalton as Dalton now brings it down. I was talking to a friend of mine, and they said that I was telling them about the game, and they said they were watching, and one of the things they said is exactly what we put up there is if you're a high school sports fan, you've got to experience that once in a while. As we're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a travel on the far side. They're going to call the travel on Sandoval, and Sandoval is going to turn it back over to the Lobos. Hancock's going to inbound to West, now back to Hips. Hips guarded to Mute, now to Stewart. Hips now goes to her left, wide open lane. Hips puts it up off the square on the backboard, too hard. Whistle, we're gonna get a foul on the Lobos, as I think there was a little bit of tripping action, as I think they're gonna call that on, I didn't sure if they called that on Westover or on Hips.
Well, looking at the replay, it looked like it went off the hips.
It was actually, they called the foul on Westover. I'm thinking that she was there and stopped it and wasn't established in that defensive position we talked about. Now the ball's inside to beat. We're going to get a whistle. We're getting a foul. That's going to be the second foul on Hips. Oh, no, they're calling it on 5. That's the second foul on Westover. As I thought they were calling that on Hips, and we saw what happened a couple weeks ago at Holbrook when Hips came out of the game. The Lobos struggled to get the ball in. Ball's into man, just inside the arc. That's going to be no good. Rebound is going to be Kennedy Stewart. As Kennedy Stewart has it stripped away, we're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get a foul. And, Randall, I have to ask this, and I'm not criticizing at all. Mr. Udall was over there on the far side, and we had an official underneath. Is that because her back was turned?
Well, it not necessarily back is turned, but I did kind of listen to their pregame, and they were talking that if maybe somebody might have been straight lined or they were 100% and had a direct line to grab that foul. That's an important foul because maybe he was looking at something a little bit different.
Gotcha, I see that. So here's Hancock now into Denhalter. Denhalter's going to drive. She's going to put up about an 8-foot jumper. That's going to be no good. Rebound is going to be by Mute. Now forward to Sandoval. We're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a travel. I don't know if we do have that on replay. Oh, yep, she drug that back foot and put that other foot down.
She sure
Great
did.
call by Mr. Udall. Mr. Udall, we've both worked with him in various capacities, and we both agree with his calls. He does a fantastic job. Again, good crew tonight, as Hancock now has the ball for the Lobos. Over now to Stewart. Stewart goes to her left, and Stewart puts up about an 8-foot jumper. That's going to be no good. Rebound is going to be to the Mustangs, and that's Dalton with the rebound. Now back to Man. Man crosses over the time stripe. Man playing kind of a swing man role for her team. Inside, outside, doing it all. She's directing traffic now, guarded by Denhalter. Now she goes to her left. Spin move on Denhalter. Drives as we're going to whistle. And we're going to get, I'm not quite sure. They're going to call that on Denhalter for, what's that call?
I didn't see the signal.
The signal was this.
Was he coming down with his hands?
Yes.
Okay, so that's that new flop signal, which is now a warning. For that, it is no longer. Now it used to be an automatic technical for a flop. However, it's no longer that.
Well, it goes as a foul, and it goes on Denhalter, but Monument Valley kicks it around. The Lobos actually get a steal, as it's going to be knocked forward, and that's going to be in the hands of Stewart. Stewart puts it up, and now the Lobos have gone ice-cold shooting in this quarter, much like the Mustangs were in that middle part of the first quarter.
Was she given a foul on that signal?
I believe so, because it was her second if you look at the board. Inside to number 34, and that's going to be Sherlock. Sherlock misses her first, grabs her own rebound, and puts it back up. We have a 15-15 ball game here, just under halfway through this second quarter.
Well, then that must not have been a flop, because a flop is not a foul. It is a violation, but it is only a warning on the first.
Hancock drives the lane, does some twisting of her own. She puts it back up and in. That's going to be 2. The Lobos, hopefully for them, erase their cold shooting and go back on top 17-15. 3 minutes, 28 seconds left here. Ball is now inside to Sandoval. Sandoval into Man. Man guarded by Denhalter. Man puts it up, no good. And Denhalter ends up with the rebound as Kennedy Stewart goes. Stewart and Hips, 2-on-0. Stewart puts it up left side, left hand. That is no good off the iron. As now Sandoval gets it forward to Dalton. Dalton puts it up and in, and she's fouled by Denhalter. That's going to be Denhalter's third foul, and it ties the game. And Dalton gets a chance to go to the free throw line and put it up and in, as that is Denhalter's third foul. And Coach Brogan is going to have to get her out of there, as West is going to check in for her.
So let me tell you, looking back on that instant replay, the crowd was not real happy with that particular call. But looking back at the replay on this, Huey, look at that hand. Look at her left hand. She hand checked her throughout the final portion of that shot.
Kincaid or Dalton's Free throw is good. Lobos with the ball, down 1. Raynell West, the top of the key, over to Westover, now to Kennedy Stewart. Stewart in the corner, guarded by Dalton. As we're going to get a whistle, we're getting a foul, and that's going to be on Dalton. And I kind of look at that foul, Randall, as it's got to be called both ways, and that's exactly what happened there.
Yes, the officials apparently have tightened this thing up because remember we were only talking about that there was 4 fouls
in the first quarter, and Snowflake's already in the bonus.
8. Yes.
As Stewart catches the inbound pass, it's going to be a 3-point shot. That is going to be no good. That's going to be Sherlock with the rebound. Sherlock trying to go coast to coast, and she has it knocked away. Now back the other way with Hips. Hips and Denhalter. It's a 3-on-2. Hips just inside the free throw line gets a jumper. That's no good. Rebounded by West. West puts it up and in. No good. We're getting a whistle. We're getting a foul, and that's going to go on Raynell West. Excuse me. Raynell West is going to go to the line. The foul is going to be on Mann. That is going to be her first personal. And that is the 4th team on Monument Valley. Here's Raynell West at the line. Her first one is no good. 18-17 advantage Mustangs. West's second free throw is good, and that ties the ball game. 18-18. Here come the Mustangs. Dalton with the ball. Dalton now out to Mann. Mann looking to clear the lane as she's going in, guarded by West. West with a blocked shot, and that is a great block as now West tries to throw it. The pass is blocked by number 2, Sandoval. It goes back to Mann, and Mann puts it back in there for a very easy layup. 20-18. 2 minutes left in this second quarter. Stewart with the ball. Stewart over to Westover. Westover now inbound to West. No good, and West goes and has it, and that's going to be a foul on Mann as we see the rebound here, and she did get her after she got the ball. She went down on her hands. And Randall, that's not what something a lot of people know is you can get all ball you want, but if you come down and slap the wrist after you get ball, it's a foul.
That's absolutely correct. And you'll also notice that some of the players keep their hands up and they're like, well, we were straight up. That's correct. But they're not counting the body, going into the body, and that's where the push comes from.
And that's West's first free throw is no good. Second free throw is good. West 2 for 4 from the line this quarter. As now the ball's inbounded to the Mustangs. Here's Mann. Mann up 1 and her Mustangs. As Mann now goes over to the far side. West comes out on her. As Mann puts up a 3-point shot. No good. Rebound. Hancock. Hancock of the Lobos forward to Stewart. Stewart now dribbling, and she puts it in the hands of Hancock. Hancock over on the far side into West. West guarded by Mann. Back out to Hancock. Hancock puts up, and that is a comfort. Fit Denture's 3-pointer. Taylor Hancock having a game tonight offensively and defensively and on the boards to Sherlock to Mann. Mann fakes, drives the lane, puts it up. That's going to be good. We're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a blocking foul on Hips, as that's going to be Hips' third foul, as she's going to go to the line and gets a chance for a 3-point play. And can we go to the replay on that if we have it? Her free throw is no good. Rebound Westover. And that is the third foul on Hips, as Coach Brogan with a minute left is going to leave her in the ball game. As Hips now goes to her left, she's going to drive. She's going to put it up and in, and we're going to get a whistle, and we are going to get a blocking foul. And Hips is going to go to the line, a chance to shoot a couple. Hips' first free throw is good, and that puts the Lobos up by 1. Very even scoring in this game by both teams, 23-22. Minute left as J.C. Ballard getting ready to check in. Hips' second free throw is good. We're going to get a whistle, and I believe she's going to go for Hips with that third foul. We're also in the bonus, so any foul committed that's not a player control foul will go to the line as Mann inbounds to Dalton. Dalton bringing it up the court. Dalton back to Mann. Now West steps out to guard her. Mann goes left, right. Now Mann wants to shoot a 3. Drives the middle of the lane. Puts it up. That's going to be good. as Carolyn Mann, another 2 points, ties this ball game. Shot clock is still a factor. Under the game time as Kennedy Stewart now drives. Kennedy Stewart puts it up, and then we're going to whistle. We're going to get a blocking foul. As we look at the replay on that one, and sure enough, she did step into her as Stewart went in. Great job by our camera crew as Stewart goes to the line to shoot a couple.
I don't. I've got one Thursday.
Stewart's first free throw is no good.
Round Valley. Sorry, folks. Huey is in my ear, and we're talking about my games. I've got a game on Thursday in Round Valley.
Tell us about who you have.
I've got Round Valley Mini Farms. The number 15, number 16 going to face off in Round Valley Thursday night. And then he asked if I had any games on Friday, which I do not.
Well, Stewart makes her second free throw, and so Randall will be up the mountain on Thursday night to call girls or boys playing.
I will have to double check.
As Mann sends it over on the far side to Sandoval. Sandoval looking in for Sherlock. Now Sandoval drives the lane, puts up a floater. That's going to be no good. Rebound Hancock. And this should, actually, we have a whistle and we have a foul, which is going to put Hancock at the line to shoot a couple to end this quarter. As Lobos up by 1 with 5 seconds left, Hancock's going to go to the line to shoot a couple. Folks, stay tuned for our Honda Ski and outdoor halftime show. After this, we'll take a short break. We'll come back and do our Honda Ski and outdoor halftime show as Hancock misses her first one with 5 seconds left.
So to answer your question, it is the 2A Girls Conference play-in Thursday night.
Hancock's second free throw is good, so it's a Round Valley and Mini Farms girls game. As here's Mann, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and that's going to fall. We're going to not have any kind of shot, and we're going to go to a break, folks. Stay tuned. We're going to come back and give you our Honda Ski and outdoor halftime show, the Show Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Hey, it's Joe Gargiulo from Horn Auto Center on the Deuce in Sholo. Everybody knows me as Joe G. So I have 2 grown kids. One of them's in school right now to be a firefighter. The other one works at a legal office. I enjoy walks with my wife. I have recently found coin collecting to be my newest interest. So I've been here at Horn Auto Center in the automotive industry for 10 years. I recently won the General Motors Markham Excellence Award. I love helping my friends and family right here in this community, so I look forward to seeing you down here at Horn Auto Center real soon.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Love sports? Love being part of the action? Imagine having the best seat in the house, calling the plays, and connecting with fans. As a play-by-play announcer, you'll be the voice that brings the excitement to life. You'll network with athletes and coaches, sharpen your skills, and even travel to exciting venues. It's your chance to turn your passion for sports into a thrilling career. Ready to make it happen? Text the word sports to 928-434-0101 to apply now. Don't just watch the game, be the voice of it. Your dream job is calling.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
This is iTalk 1067's presentation of the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store halftime show.
Welcome back, everybody. Show LaForge's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com as we bring you the Honda Ski and Outdoor halftime show. For the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear, go to the Honda Ski and Outdoor Store north of Pine Top on Highway 260, just before you get to the Honda Casino. We'd like to run down our sponsors real quick. Show LaForge, Summit Regional Medical Center, Ace Hardware, Northland Pioneer College, Comfort Fit Dentures, Honda Ski and Outdoor, Northland Pioneer College, Deemer's Glass, Horn Auto Center, and Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint. Randall, before we get into stats or anything, we're into a ball game here. We knew it would be. Thoughts on the first half?
It was an amazing first half. Like I said in the beginning, the fourth quarter showed, 4 fouls the entire quarter, and then we come into the second quarter, and then we ended up, I want to say there was 12 fouls before the end of the second quarter.
Snowflake shot 12 free throws. Monument Valley shot 3.
Okay, so we're at 15.
But Monuments were all and ones.
And ones, okay.
So
it's not foul, but this is what you and I were talking about at the beginning of the game. This thing was going to be tight.
They had doubled up the shots on the Lobos, and they just weren't falling. And then the Lobos went through that a little bit. So I don't exactly know. As we've got the basketballs out and we're playing a little half-court shot here. I see a lot of the boys' basketball team, which is great. See the boys here supporting the girls. And but look at our, as we go through our replays, that block we had on West right there, that was absolutely phenomenal. And I don't know, I'm not sure what the second half's going to bring. I look for more of the same from Monument Valley. If man gets hot, they will win this game.
And I agree with that. And I don't want to take nothing away from Monument Valley, because I was kind of talking Snowflake up. But let me tell you something. I don't want to take nothing away from Monument Valley.
Absolutely
Monument Valley is a solid team.
Program.
And the program has been amazing for years. So,
I mean, when I first moved down here, the 06 championship game was between Monument Valley and Snowflake back when the holidays were around, and just an amazing program, amazing community, amazing facilities. We've talked about Coach Brian Begay. He could probably give us 10 things about each of these girls that are positive. So nothing away from Monument Valley. But again, they've got to do more of the same in order to get, and if they can get hot and make their shots, they will come out victorious. If Snowflake can find their groove, break that press, and get those quick shots, they're going to come out victorious. But I don't see either team changing a whole lot of what they're doing. Maybe not much of the scheme. Maybe some execution, but we'll see.
And the other thing that I have noticed in that first half too, is that they've limited Stewart on those parameter shots.
Well, she did still hit 2, but she went cold, but they left Hancock open. And if Hancock hips and Stewart are going to shoot those, we'll see how it goes. But I still maintain the team that hits back-to-back bing bang threes is going to win this game. Folks, we're going to go ahead and take a break and come back and give you the second half of Show LaForge's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so we can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Welcome back.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
This has been iTalk 1067's presentation of the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store Halftime Show.
Welcome back to Show Forge Presentation High School Basketball on iTalk1067.com as you've been listening to the Honda Ski and Outdoor Halftime Show. And I guess basically what we've been saying is we're going to wrap it up by saying both teams need to keep the scheme, but maybe execution a little bit. For the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear, go to the Honda Ski and Outdoor Store, north of Pine Top on Highway 260, just before you get to the Honda Casino. As this is Show Forge presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com as we get set for the Northland Pioneer College tip-off. When it comes time to tip off your college education, tip it off the college with the lowest tuition in the state. That's Northland Pioneer College, locations in Navajo and Apache County, now offering bachelor's degrees in business and education. Northland Pioneer College. As Monument Valley is going to get set to inbound the ball for the start of the second half. As Monument inbounds, and that's Sandoval going to be controlling it. As ball is now over to Man. Man now inside, knocked away, controlled by the Lobos. As Denhalter has it now. Denhalter has it knocked away, controlled, brought in by Man. Man goes inside. Now it's going to be controlled by the Lobos. Thrown up by Hips to Hancock. As Hancock goes up for a layup, she has it blocked, and that was what they call all ball right there. As Dalton went up and knocked it out of the hands of Hancock. Now it belongs to the Lobos out of bounds. Hancock to inbound. Hancock looking. Now throws it long side back to Denhalter. Denhalter now goes to her left. As she drives the lane, puts it up and in. That's going to be no good. Rebound Man. Man's going to dribble it herself. Man now over to Sandoval. Sandoval at the top of the key. Sandoval guarded by Hancock. Hancock gets it. Hancock picks the pocket. As we're getting a whistle, and it's going to go out of bounds. As I was curious to look at that and see, I thought she might have got her a little bit on the arm, but no go. As now Hancock inbounds to Hips. Hips with the ball. Hips over to Hancock. Close to a travel. As now Hancock brings it, sends it over to Stewart. Stewart back to Hips. Hips over on the far side, inside to Denhalter. And we're getting a whistle, we're getting a foul. That's going to be an offensive foul on the Lobos. As that's going to be called on Raynell West. That's going to be, I think that's her second personal. That's going to be the first team of the quarter. As the Lobos student section getting a little bit rowdy here. That's out of bounds. It's going to belong to the Mustangs. Sherlock now to inbound to Sandoval. Sandoval now goes to the top of the key. Goes to her right. Now tries to get it to Sherlock. Hips knocks it out of bounds. It's going to stay and belong to the Monument Valley Mustangs. Sandoval now sends it over to Man. Man guarded by Denhalter. Man goes to her left, guarded by Denhalter. We're going to whistle. And we're going to get a foul on Denhalter, and that's going to be her fourth personal foul, and that's not good news if you're the Lobos. As that is one of your leading scorers and your leading defenders, as now Haley Westover checks in for her. Ball's inbounded to Man by Sherlock. Man drives the lane, guarded by West. Now over to Sherlock. Actually, that wasn't Sherlock, excuse me, that's Parrish. Parrish now out to Man again, inside to Sherlock. Knocked away, ball belongs to the Lobos. Westover gets it, and Westover is fouled by Parrish. Hancock now to inbound for the Lobos, as that's going to be on Parrish. That's going to be her first personal. That's going to be only the first team. Is now here's Hips bringing the ball down. Hips over far side. She puts up a three-point shot. That's going to be no good. That's going to go out of bounds and going to belong to the Monument Valley Mustangs. Dalton inbound the ball, now to Sandoval. Sandoval pushes it forward, now sends it forward to Parrish. Parrish puts it up. That's going to be good. And Monument Valley ties this ball game as Danae Parrish puts it back up. As Monument Valley scoring 14 in that second quarter, the Lobos scoring 14 as well. As we're going to whistle, we're going to get a miss. It's going to be rebounded by West. West puts it up for 2. Lobos back on top, 28-26. 6 minutes left here in this third quarter. Here comes man. Left, right. Shot a 3, faked a 3. Now forward 2. I can't see who that was. I believe that was Sherlock. Sherlock gets her own rebound, now gives it to Man. Man over to Sandoval. Sandoval fakes a 3. She puts up a floater. That's going to be no good. We're going to get a rebound by Hips. Hips now going to push it forward for the Lobos. As Hip dropped low to get some help when Denhalter went out. Hips is going to take it. That's going to be full court length. Hips is going to miss the layup. As now it's going to go forward to Sherlock. Sherlock blocked by West. We're going to get a whistle, and we're getting a foul, and that's going to be the third foul on Raynell West for the Lobos. That's going to put Tayana Sherlock at the line to shoot 2. That'll be West's third personal. Bryn Comfort looking to check in for the Snowflake Lobos, as Sherlock's first free throw is good. And that puts the Monument Valley Mustangs within 1. Kupfer's going to check in for Haley Westover, as Raynell stays out there with her 3 fouls. Third team foul for the Lobos. And what was a very clean game in the first quarter is now extremely tight, and both teams committing lots of fouls. As Kupfer gets the rebound but loses it, now Hips gets it. Hips has it knocked away, and it's going to stay to the Snowflake Lobos. I thought for a second there they were going to call it, and I'm like, well, I'm standing right here in front of that, and I know that Nicole didn't touch that ball. They get the call right, and that's when you love it.
Yep.
Stewart now with the inbound. Now Stewart brings it forward to Hips. Hips now back to Hancock. Hancock left side, left hand, no good. Rebound is Sandoval. Sandoval sends it forth to Man. As Man was looking to do a long court pass, now she brings it forward, guarded by West. Left, right. As West gets screened off, we're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a foul on Raynell West on the side. And that's going to be West's fourth personal foul, and that's going to bring Denhalter and West out for the Lobos. And if there's any time the Mustangs can get back in the ball game, it is right now. And Coach Brogan is probably going to have to sit them, Randall, until the fourth quarter at 4 fouls apiece.
You know, Huey, I was just exactly thinking that. They're going to, because Denhalter got her 4th foul 90 seconds into this quarter, and now number 24 just got her 4th foul. They're going to be sitting until the 4th quarter, and probably maybe even a little bit more duration into the 4th quarter.
Now Parrish misses. Hips with the rebound. Hips puts it up. Hips is going to lose it, but it's going to be rebounded after some tipping around by Hancock. Hancock putting it back up for 2. We're getting a whistle. We're going to time out the Show LaForge's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Welcome back to Show LaForge's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com. As the Monument Valley Mustangs are going to inbound the ball under the Lobo basket down. As Monument inbounds the ball, that's going to be to Sandoval. Sandoval now dribbles to her right. She's over at the top of the arc on the far side. Inside to Man, guarded by Westover. As Man now goes to her left, now to her right. Now Man drives the lane, looks to put it up, and it's going to be whistled. Ball out on her hands, but they're going to say it was out on Westover, and that's going to go to the Monument Valley Mustangs under their own basket. Sandoval to inbound. Sandoval over the top. That's going to be stolen by the Lobos, as that's going to be a turnover. Stewart's going to bring up the ball. As Stewart goes left, goes right. Now she's the top key over to Hips. Hips look to shoot it. Now Hips driving the lane. As Hips puts up an 8-foot jumper, that's going to be off the back of the iron. No good. Hips gets her own rebound. That one's going to be no good. Rebound Man as Man trying to push it forward. Now gets it forward to Sandoval. Sandoval driving the lane by Hips. Hips is going to get a whistle. We're going to get a foul, and it's going to be Hips is actually going to block it, but catch the block. She's going to step on the out-of-bound line, so the ball's going to belong to the Mustang. Great defense, great hustle by Nicole Hips, the senior, wearing number 10. Ray to inbound for the Mustangs. Ray now inside that's Sandoval. No, that's Sherlock. No good. Hips, not with the rebound, begins up with the ball. She brings it down the court. As Haley Westover and Bryn Kupfer have dropped to take the spots of Denhalter, as Hips drives the lane, and she puts up an easy layup. As we're going to get a whistle and we're going to get a timeout, we're going to go ahead and take it here, the Shola Forge presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Welcome back to Shola Forge presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com. And as the Monument Valley Mustangs are going to inbound it, and this girls Copper Open game, as Sandoval inbounds to Dalton, as Dalton's going to bring the ball down. She's going to be picked up at half court by Kennedy Stewart of the Lobos. Now here's Dalton left, right. She brings it out to the 28-foot line, guarded by Stewart. Stewart now over to number 33. That's Begay. Begay guarded by Kupfer. Now out on the top of the perimeter, back to Sandoval. Sandoval looking for Man. Man being guarded by Hips, and Hips with 3 fouls. As Hips knocks that away, and it goes to Kupfer, who knocks it away. As Hips has the ball now, bringing it back and forth. As Randall, I was looking at the Copper Open program today on the AIA365.org, and I had forgot something about girls basketball as I was looking for some stuff for this Copper Open. And did you know in 1979, the Class A state runner-up coach, you know who that was?
I do not.
Ken Hewish.
Oh, your father.
Yes, of the Ray Bearcats. I saw that today and it made me smile. Thinking of old Ken and how if he was still around would have eaten. He became, as that's going to be a jump shot by Ray, and that's a great perimeter jump shot. And she puts it in for 2, and that cuts the lead to 3. As Ken was big into his days as a Douglas Bulldog and then as a Ray Bearcat, and eventually here as a Snowflake Lobo, he would have eaten this stuff up and loved to watch these girls play and what they do. As Hancock puts it up, and that's going to be no good. Rebounded by Westover. Westover throws up an errant shot, and that's no good. She's going to get fouled on that rebound and put it back up, and that's going to put her at the line. As folks, I apologize for those of you listening on radio. I haven't been given the score. 32-29. I will keep you updated on more. 32-29 in favor of the Lobos as Haley Westover goes to the line to shoot a couple. Westover's first shot is no good. As 32-29, still the Lobos on top. 2 minutes and 16 seconds left here in the third quarter. As Westover's next free throw is no good. That one was in and out. Rattled on the iron, and that's Man with the rebound. And Man with a nice quarterback pass. Coach Begay, you might need to sign her up for some quarterback duties next year. As Hips puts up a jumper. That's going to be no good. As Kupfer and Westover both go for the rebound, one of them, and let's look on the rebound. It looks like actually it's going to go out on Kupfer, and that's going to be ball belong to the Mustangs. Dalton to inbound. Dalton forward to Ray, as Ray gives it right back to Dalton to bring it forward. Ray's going to be picked up at half court by Kennedy Stewart, 32-29. Lobos on top by 3, minute 55 left in the third quarter. As here's Man at the top of the key. Man doing a lot to clear traffic as she's trying to get that drive to the lane, guarded by Westover. As Man now looks over to Sandoval, and Sandoval travels with it. And that is an absolute great call. As you look, and she did. She caught that ball and took that half step and took those other 2 back. As major mistake by her, and that's a turnover. Minute 41 left in the quarter, 32-29 for the Snowflake Lobos. As Hips now sends it over to Hancock. Hancock over on the near side to Stewart. Stewart now looks to Hips. Hips over on the far side at the perimeter. She gets it, has it knocked away, and that's blocked. And that's going to be gathered in by Ray. Ray throws it to man, and that's a turnover for the Lobos. Mustangs have the ball. Here comes Dalton down the court. Dalton now going to her right, guarded by Stewart. Now to her left, she goes back in the middle of the lane. Tries to give it inside to Ray. That's no good, and now it's going to be knocked out of bounds, and that's going to be a turnover, and here come the Lobos. J.C. Ballard's going to check in for the Snowflake Lobos, as well as Mute. Letitia Mute's going to check in for the Monument Valley Mustangs. We saw her a lot in that early going, and we haven't called her name much at all, as we have a minute left, 32-29, Lobos on top, minute 5, 4, 3, minute left in the third quarter, Kennedy Stewart goes to her left, out to Kupfer. Now Kupfer drives for a layup, and she is absolutely monstrously blocked by Mann. That is Mann's third block on the night, as Mann throws a long court pass forward to Mute. Mute gets it. Mute puts it back on the court and puts it up and in for 2. And I'm not quite sure. Randall, why wasn't that a double dribble?
Well, I missed it. I would have to go back to replay to kind of take a better gander at it.
As Stewart brings the lane and puts it up, she puts up 2 points, 34-31, 27 seconds left here in the third quarter. As we're going to go into the fourth quarter with a very tight ball game. As now the ball ends over in the hands on the far side to Mute. Mute guarded by Hancock. Mute over on the far, now brings the arc to the top of the key to Mann. Mann guarded by Westover. Mann looking, 11 seconds. Shot clock is off. That's going to be Dalton. 3-point shot, no good. Rebound. J.C. Ballard had the rebound, and it was knocked away by Skylin Ray, and that's going to be a foul on Ray, and that's going to be the third team foul, so nobody really in danger of, unless the Lobos commit one here. But the Monument Valley Mustangs are going to put on the press right now, and they are going to force the Lobos to take this ball down with 6 seconds left. As that goes into Westover, back to Hancock. Hancock now to Kupfer. Kupfer over to Ballard. Ballard, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Last second three. J.C. Ballard! Comfort Fit Dentures! 3-point shot to end the quarter.
It's an amazing shot, Huey, right at the butt. Rock dropped without any question, any problems. Beautiful play to end the third quarter.
This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Hey, it's Joe Gargiulo from Horn Auto Center on the Deuce in Sholo. Everybody knows me as Joe G. So I have 2 grown kids. One of them's in school right now to be a firefighter. The other one works in a legal office. I enjoy walks with my wife. I have recently found coin collecting to be my newest interest. So I've been here at Horn Auto Center in the automotive industry for 10 years. I recently won the General Motors Mark of Excellence Award. I love helping my friends and family right here in this community, so I look forward to seeing you down here at Horn Auto Center real soon.
Welcome back to Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com as we start the fourth quarter. You're listening to high school basketball presented by Shola Ford on iTalk 106.7, KNKI Pine Top Sholo, and 102.5 Pine Top, a Kopaniki communication station. And stay tuned, folks. We have our Deemer's Glass man of the game. Need glass for your home or business? Deemer's Glass in Lakeside, hands down, the best place to call for quality glass at affordable prices. 1-888-GLASSMAN in our Horn Auto Center. Drive of the game, the Chevy, Cadillac, and GMC store that saves you more. And I don't know, Randall, I've yet to see exactly what our Horn Auto Center drive of the game is. We apologize, folks, for the picture. We're having some wireless technical difficulties, but nonetheless, you can hear my voice, and I do have a voice for radio, but I also have a face for radio too. As the Lobos inbounds, as Kupfer now has it, Ballard brings it, and Ballard has a wide open lane. She drives, errant shot, no good, off the glass. Ballard gets it now back to Stewart. Ballard gets her own rebound off the side of the glass. Now Hancock at the top of the key. Hancock now into Westover. Westover to her right. Now Westover brings back to the top of the key to Ballard, who steps back to the top of the key as well. Lobos working on top of the key now to Stewart. As Stewart's going to shoot a long 3-point shot, as that's going to be no good. It's going to be not a shot clock violation. Now Westover with the rebound. It's going to be knocked out of bounds and going to belong to the Snowflake Lobos, as Kennedy Stewart hitting that rim and Westover getting the rebound saved. A shot clock violation for the Snowflake Lobos, as now the Lobos are going to get the ball, as we're going to get a whistle, and Begay is going to sit down. I didn't see who checked in for her. Hancock inbounding to Ballard for the Lobos. Ballard being guarded very closely by Parrish. Inside, we're getting a whistle, as it's going to go to Kupfer. Kupfer trying to draw, and we don't have the advantage of our replay right now. Again, we're apologizing. We're just having something wrong with our wireless here. As long inbound pass, from Dalton inside to, that's Dalton inside to Parrish. We're going to whistle, we're going to get a foul, and that's going to be a foul on the Monument Valley Mustangs. Actually, they're going to call that on Kupfer. So that goes against Kupfer, and that's going to be the first team foul on the Lobos. That's going to be Monuments Valley right underneath the basket as the inbound goes to Man. Man back out to Sandoval. Sandoval shoots a three. That's going to be no good. Parrish with the ball. Parrish now kicks it out to Man. Man now sends it out to Dalton at the top of the key. Back to Man. Over on the near side in front of her bench. Now she dribbles the middle of the lane at the free throw line. Guarded by Westover. It's picked. Pockets picked by Hancock. As Hancock now goes up. Hancock being contested as Hancock misses the layup. And it's going to be rebounded by Ballard. And the Monument Valley Mustangs are going to rip it away, and they're going to get the ball back. Now here come the Mustangs on a fast break. Dalton now inside to Mute. Mute puts it up. No, Mute sends it over to Parrish, who puts it up. 2 points, Parrish. As that's the first points of the Mustang of this quarter, 39-33, 5 minutes and 55 seconds left in this quarter. We're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a travel. As Hips with her 4 fouls. Actually, does Hips have 4 or 3? I got to check my notes here. Not sure, but we do know Denhalter and West have theirs, and Coach Brogan has not showed any kind of sign to put them in. Of course, Westover and Kupfer have done a very good job filling those shoes this evening. Absolutely. Hats off to them, as they've got big shoes to fill with Man. As we're going to get a whistle, we're going to time out the Shola Forge presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learning new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Welcome back, Shola Forge presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com as we have the Monument Valley Mustangs, Sandoval, Megan Sandoval to bring it in. Sandoval gives it into Man. Give and go. There, I believe that was the Parrish, and it was to Sherlock. Back up and in for 2 as we get a whistle and Hip steps over the line. As Sherlock puts up those 2 points, brings the Monument Valley Mustangs back 39-35, and a chance with the ball here. As we're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get a jump ball as Dalton inbounded the ball to Mute, and then Hips grabbed the ball immediately with Mute, and that's going to be a jump ball. So now the ball goes to the Snowflake Lobos. Hips to inbound. As no, they're calling it. They're saying the possession goes to Monument Valley. As we're going to get a whistle, we're going to sub. And Randall, 5 minutes and 19 seconds left. We see Denhalter and West check back in, and unfortunately, evident one of them will probably pick up their 5th foul. But if you're the Lobos, you're okay with that because you've had girls fill some big roles. As Denhalter gets a steal on the inbound, she puts it up and in. We're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get a foul as Denhalter puts up, and she's going to get 2 points and an and one. Welcome back to the game, Raya Denhalter. 39. This will be 41-35. Lobos advantage. And Randall, what point of this 4th quarter? Monument travels a lot, so I don't see bus fatigue taking over, but at what point they played their starters a lot? Does this Lobos bench come in and start wearing them down a little as Denhalter hits her free throw?
They've got a lot of players that can come in and get some breathing time and do whatnot, but I kind of expected this coming from Mike Brogan about bringing his top players in at the last.
And as we get a whistle and we get a jump ball, 42-35, Lobos on top, just under 5 minutes left to play in this 4th quarter. But Randall, what I can't talk about enough is J.C. Ballard, Bryn Kupfer, and Haley Westover have come in, and they have maintained what the Lobos were doing. Great job by them.
But again, that's part of the Brogan program right there. That's, everybody's able to pick up the loose ends when the top starters are sitting on the bench due to foul trouble.
As Raya Denhalter tries to force it into Rennell West, as that's going to be out of bounds. Now the ball is going to go to the Lobos. This is going to bring Hancock to inbound. As Hancock throws it over the top to Denhalter. Denhalter now goes to her left, puts up an errant jumper, and that's going to be a foul on the Monument Valley Mustangs. As we're not able to totally see the replay, but I did think she got her on the hand there.
It looked like it might have been close.
This is going to put Denhalter at the line to shoot a couple, as Denhalter is 1 for 1 in the game. As Denhalter sinks her first one, that puts 43-35, Lobos up 8. Biggest lead of the game for the Snowflake Lobos. Here's Denhalter's second free throw. It is up, it is good. Raya Denhalter with her perfect at the line tonight. I just cursed her. As here comes Dalton. Dalton guarded by Stewart. Stewart got to be careful there. As 4 minutes and 34 seconds left, 44-35, Lobos on top. As Mute drives the lane, guarded by Hips. We're getting a whistle, we're going to get a foul, and I believe that's going to go on Rennell West, and we're going to say, Renee is going to, oh no, they're going to call it on Hips. Is that Hips' fifth? That is Hips' fourth, so you got West, Denhalter, and Hips all playing with 4.
All in foul trouble.
And Mute going to the line to shoot a couple, as she's 0 for 2 on the night, as she is now 1 for 3 as she makes that first one. 44-36, Lobos up 8, 4 minutes and 28 seconds left here in the fourth quarter in the ball game. Mute's second free throw is no good. Rebound, Rennell West. Rennell looking for help after the rebound, now gives it to Stewart. As Monument Valley backs out Randall, I don't see Monument Valley coming on the press. Too many fast break points for the Lobos, and I just don't know if they're too tired. As Hancock gets a drive to the lane, she puts it up no good, and we're going to have a whistle, and we're going to get a foul. As this is the point in the game where I think Monument Valley is a little bit tired, is they're going to call the foul on Sherlock. Denhalter is going to go to the line, and Randall, that's when you start reaching like that, you're a little bit tired.
You're a little tired, you're a little worn down, but the Lobos have done exactly what they needed to do, is to wear that team down.
As Denhalter hits another one, as J.C. Ballard's checking in for the Snowflake Lobos. And we also have, folks, we have our glass man of the game, our Horn Auto Center drive of the game, and this little exchange right here is I'm looking at our drive of the game right now, if the Lobos can hold on, as well as our Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint player of the game. We hope to have that person live for you, as Denhalter's free throw is good. Now Mann with the ball. Mann being guarded by Denhalter. Remember, Denhalter, Hips, and West have 4 fouls each. As Mann now goes to her right, now back to her left, now right again. As we're going to need a whistle, we're going to get a 5 seconds closely guarded. And she looked shocked on her face, but Randall, I could have used a sundial to time that one.
Yeah.
She had that ball forever closely guarded.
Yes.
So here's J.C. Ballard to inbounds. As Mann, and don't count these Mustangs out, because if Mann gets hot from that arc, it could be scary for them. As now Stewart has the ball. Stewart now over to Denhalter. Denhalter now to her right, now back to her left. Denhalter drives, goes off her knee. Ball is in the hands of the Mustangs. Parrish with the ball. Parrish back to Mann. As Raya Denhalter is going to come over. Mann back to the top, inside the arc. Good! 2 points for Kieran Mann. Bringing these Monument Valley Mustangs back 46-38. Lobos still on top, 3 minutes and 25 seconds left. Here's Stewart. Stewart crosses over the time stripe, now over on the far side to Ballard. Ballard now bringing it back. Ballard now to Rennell West. Rennell West guarded by Parrish. Now loses off her hands to Hancock, but Coach Brogan doesn't like something he sees. He's going to get a timeout. We're going to go ahead and take it to the Show LaForge presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
Love sports? Love being part of the action? Imagine having the best seat in the house, calling the plays, and connecting with fans. As a play-by-play announcer, you'll be the voice that brings the excitement to life. You'll network with athletes and coaches, sharpen your skills, and even travel to exciting venues. It's your chance to turn your passion for sports into a thrilling career. Ready to make it happen? Text the word sports to 928-434-0101 to apply now. Don't just watch the game, be the voice of it. Your dream job is calling.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Welcome back to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com. As the fourth quarter, 3 minutes and 13 seconds left, the Lobos up 46-38 on the Monument Valley Mustangs as burning heart rains down over the crowd, Randall. And it reminds me of that scene in Rocky IV when they're landing in the Soviet Union and they get out of the plane and Rocky's trainer looks up at that hammer and sickle flag and knows we're not in Kansas anymore.
That's right.
In the burning heart. Just about to. Now we need hearts on fire to see if we can fire up both these teams to finish this ball game. As we get a whistle and we get an exchange, Lobos are going to turn it over as the Monument Valley Mustangs are going to get the ball back as Mute's going to inbound. Mute's going to inbound to Ray. And here come the Mustangs down 8 as now the ball goes to Man. Man being guarded by Denhalter. Man goes to her right. Now she dribbles back to her left, now at the top of the key. Back to Sandoval, three-point shot, no good, rebound. We're going to get a whistle and it's going to hit. It's going to hit the wire. And that's something we don't see on the reservation a lot because they have those basketball standards. We still have the old-fashioned fold-up hoops.
That's correct.
As the inbound is going to go from Hancock to Denhalter, and she traveled about halfway to Holbrook when she caught that ball. As she's going to be whistled for the travel. 2 minutes and 51 seconds left, 46-38. We cannot discount the effort, though, by Raya Denhalter Knight. She has been amazing. As ball now goes in, that goes off the hands of Man as it falls out of bounds. West, Hips, and Denhalter each in foul trouble, although Hips is not currently in the game as Taylor Hancock to inbound. Inbound is to Stewart. Back to Hancock. Stolen by Sandoval. Reverse layup. Good. 46-40. 2 minutes and 44 seconds left. Ball goes to Denhalter. Now Denhalter pushes it forward to West. West now underneath. West, easy 2 points for Raynell West. We're going to get a whistle. We're getting a timeout. We're going to go ahead and take it. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Welcome back to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com. 2 minutes and 35 seconds left in the game. The Snowflake Lobos up 48-40. Their biggest lead has been 8, Randall, but they have maintained that 6 to 8 point margin for most of the about second half of the third quarter and most of this fourth quarter. As Monument Valley is going to inbound, that's going to be Skylin Ray to inbound over to Mute. And now back to Man as Man's guarded by Denhalter. We're going to get a whistle and we're going to get a foul, and that's going to be Denhalter's 5th personal. As Denhalter's going to lead the game with 13 points. As Monument Valley is going to inbound, the Lobos also with 14 fouls. Got to watch that. But they are up 8 as Ray to inbound. Ray now to Man. Man, monster three-point shot. No good. Rebound West. West now to Stewart. Stewart being guarded by Skylin Ray. Now Stewart over the time stripe. Over to Haley Westover. Haley now fakes it. Brings it out. Back out to Ballard at the top of the key. Now Ballard drives. Ballard left side. Puts it up just off the iron. No good. Rebound. Mute. Mute sends it forward to Ray. Ray now back to Mute. Mute to Man. Man, three-point shot. No good. Rebound. Mute. Mute puts it back up and in. That one's no good. Rebound is going to be Westover. As Westover can't find it, we're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a foul. And Randall, everything she could do to keep that pivot foot down, and finally that bump, trying to reach for that ball, caused Westover to fall, and now it's going to belong to the Lobos.
Yes. Yeah, and it looked like he gave the signal as a hold, so the Monument Valley Mustang might have had a hold of her arm.
Hancock to inbound. Hancock has it knocked away. Stewart, intended for Stewart. Mustangs now have it after all that, it ends up in the hands of Sandoval to that was Sandoval to Mute, and then it was inside to Parrish. 2 points for the Monument Valley Mustangs. Lobo lead is only 6 as Hancock struggling with the ball right now. As Hancock dribbling now forward to Ballard. Ballard, and that's going to be up and in. That's going to be 2 points. JC Ballard for the Lobos. Whistle. We're going to get a timeout, Randall. We're going to keep it here for a second, as that's one thing that I've noticed about Coach Brogan's team. Even without their main ball handler, Nicole Hips, Taylin Hancock, Kennedy Stewart, back and forth, that break, and we're able to put that ball up and in, and that's why it's hard to press these Lobos. We have a minute 20 seconds left. It is 50-42 in favor of the Snowflake Lobos. If you're the Monument Valley Mustangs, Randall, what is this timeout? Take me through this process.
Well, here, what they're going to do is, I kind of figured they're going to press these guys. They're going to go man-to-man. They're going to press, and they're going to press, and they're going to press, and they're going to try to capitalize on any mistake that the Lobos may inquire of doing, if that's the proper English. My English teachers would probably be mad with that statement. However, that's what I see. I see Snowflake, and they're setting up right now to do a full court press.
As Ray's going to inbound the ball for the Mustangs, it's going to go to Mute, back to Ray. And Ray's bringing it forward. As Ray now has the 28-foot line, she comes guarded by Stewart, now over to Mute. Mute now driving hard from the top of the key. Mute drives it out, now kicks it out to Sandoval. Sandoval now drives, puts it up and in. That's going to be no good. Rebound, Westover. Westover to Hancock now. Hancock being triple teamed. Now Hancock dribbles out of that, over to Ballard. Inside to West. Almost lost by West. West now puts up a monster shot, and she is going to be fouled. So Renelle West is going to go to the line to shoot a couple. And one of the things, Randall, we got to start talking about is our glass man of the game, our drive of the game, which the Lobos getting up by 8, and that three-pointer at the end of the quarter by Ballard, that's going to be my vote for drive of the game.
Yes.
And Renelle West hits her first one. Renelle, excuse me. As then we have our Mountain Mobile Autoglas player of the game, and I mean, we have 16 points by man as Renelle misses her second one, but the rebound is by Westover to West at the top of the key now. Ballard now. Ballard's going to drive. Ballard has it knocked away. Knocked away by Ray and upping with it. Turnover by the Lobos. Here comes the Mustangs. Ray forward to Mute. Mute puts it up. That's 2 points for the Mustangs as they cut the lead to 7.
And here's that full court press I was just talking about.
And that back door, Hancock didn't see it quick enough as West was back door. Now Hancock brings it out to try and strike. She sends it over to Stewart. Stewart way long court pass to Westover. Westover has it knocked away by man. Westover guarded by man. Now Westover puts it on the court. Now back out to West. 16 seconds on the shot clock. 15 in the game. The Lobos are going to win the first round of the Copper Open as we're going to get a whistle and we're going to get a foul as West is going to go to the line to shoot another couple. West's first free throw is no good. West 3 of 7 on the line right now for the evening. West's next free throw is no good as well. Rebound Kennedy Stewart. As Stewart brings it out forward to Hancock, we're going to get a bump, we're going to get a foul. As Sandoval is going to get a bump foul on Hancock. That's going to put the Lobos at the line, and that's going to put Taylor Hancock at the line to shoot 2. Hancock's first free throw is good for her 13th point of the game. As Hancock hits her second one. As here come the Mustangs, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. That's going to be good by Sandoval. As the clock ends, is the final score here from Snowflake is going to be 52-46 in favor of the Lobos. And the Lobos will go back here on Thursday night to face most likely, well, they'll be home. It'll be either the Sholo Cougars or the Joe City Wildcats. We're going to go ahead and take a break and come back and give you our post-game show. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Welcome back to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com as we go to our post-game show. And first of all, we're actually going to award our drive of the game first, and we're going to talk about that exchange where J.C. Ballard hit that 3 to end the third quarter, and that just put the Lobos up. But right now, that's our Horn Auto Center, the Chevy Cadillac GMC store that saves you more. Our Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint player of the game, and also our glass man of the game, we're going to have Taylor Hancock join us as our player of the game. We're also going to have Nicole Hips join us as our glass man of the game. Taylor, talk about this game and what it was like to win the first game ever of the Copper Open for the Lobos.
Well, we knew we had to come out fighting really hard. We knew they were a tough team to beat. We just had to play our best, and I think we did tonight.
So I have you down, let's see, is about 13 points. I don't want to get, but your contribution not only came, but you were bringing up the ball, and between you and Nicole breaking that press, you guys got some easy buckets tonight off that. Talk about what you guys were doing to keep that ball and break that press.
We knew it was a man press, so we just had to break it one-on-one, and they tried to trap it so we could just draw the defense in, and there's a wide-open basket down low. So
now you're looking forward to either Joseph City or Sholo. Do we know a final yet? Do we know who they're playing? So we don't even know yet. Doesn't matter. So you guys put yourself in this Copper Open, and talk about moving forward. Not much time to prep. What are you going to do in the next couple days to get ready for whoever you play?
We probably need to rest and hydrate, but just execute our offense and play good defense, and whoever we're playing, we should be able to beat.
So give a shout out to one of your teammates. Somebody that pushes you in practice, maybe not the high point scorer. Give us somebody on your team that you can shout out to.
Me and Nicole like to play against each other. I feel like we're probably the best matchup defensively, offensively, and I feel like we both give each other a little bit of difficulty at practice to make us get better.
Well, great job tonight as you come up victorious 52-46, and you are our Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint player of the game. So if you can hand the mic over, we're going to now be joined by our Deemer's Glass man of the game. Need glass for your home or business? Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call when you need quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass in Lakeside, 1-888-GLASSMAN. And our glass man of the game, glass woman of the game, is Nicole Hips. Nicole, how you doing?
Doing great. Feels good.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, bring the mic a little closer.
Doesn't want to.
That's okay. You're good.
Here, I'll just hold it.
Okay. Yeah. So we gave you our glass man of the game because you were all over this court tonight. You were close to fouling out with those 4 fouls.
Oh, I did foul out. I had 5.
It was 5. Okay.
Yeah.
So she did foul out.
Okay.
She corrected us real quick on that.
She did.
But one of the things our glass man of the game does is they're on the boards, they're bringing up the ball. And I noticed tonight when you were in the game, you guys were able to bring up that ball between you, Kennedy, and Taylor. Talk about what the game plan was and why you guys were so effective of getting that ball across half court all night.
Well, yeah, like Taylor said, it's a man press. You just got to isolate the person in the backcourt, and then you're able to just fly by them. So I think we've practiced that a lot in practice because we've watched a lot of their film. We knew what they were going to do, so we were able to execute that.
So going forward in this Copper Open, you guys have a game Thursday. It's going to be a home game. It's going to be a lively crowd, we hope. Your guys' preparation for that, this is kind of uncharted territories. We don't know, and we don't know much about the Open Championship. What are some of the things you know about some of the teams in here?
Well, Chinley's been undefeated all season, so
Right.
So they're going to be a tough team to beat. We saw them early on in the season, and unfortunately we lost, but I think we could beat them. As for Sholo, who we very possibly might play on Thursday, we've seen them twice already this season. We know how they play. We know what we need to do to execute, so we just got to go out and do that. We just got to execute.
So I got to ask, too, as we went forward in the game, it looked like there wasn't a lot of scheme that changed, but a lot of maybe personnel or just execution. What did Coach Brogan tell you guys in those timeouts to get things just kind of fired up and go from this real tight game and to kind of break it open a little bit?
At the end when they were pressing us, he said that defense is going to win this game, and I think, we showed that. We locked up number 40. She's a great player. She's averaged a lot of points a game.
We noticed that as well.
Yeah, she's a great player, but I think we did really good locking her up, and we executed that really well. As for our energy, I think just the way we played and obviously that shot that JC hit, it just fired us all up. We were cheering for
It was a
cheering
great
each other
shot.
on. Yeah, for sure.
So Taylor gave you a little shout out, but I'm going to ask you, give a shout out to one of your teammates, somebody that pushes you, somebody that's there every day, somebody that's there early, the sneakers are laced up, and they're ready to go, that gets this team going. Because you guys have had a great season, and we're looking forward to continue. Who do you want to shout out to?
I think Bryn Cuffer, she plays hard at practice. It's practice. You don't go super hard at rebounds, but she is always attacking the board at practice, boxing out hard, just bringing energy that, it's hard to find at practice. So, yeah, I love playing against Bryn with the energy she brings at practice.
So plans, go home and rest and get ready for whoever you play Thursday. I'm guessing it doesn't matter to you guys who you play.
Nope. It'd be great to beat Sholo one more time.
Spoken like a true Snowflake Lobo.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, anyway, Nicole, congratulations on being our Deemer's Glass man of the game. You were all over all night, and we appreciate that. Thank you for joining us, and good luck to you as you move on.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
As now we're going to give the headset to a familiar iTalk face here, and we're joined by Coach Mike Brogan. Coach, I've got to ask you first and foremost, the game was nip and tuck the whole time, but right before that third quarter and JC's three-pointer that I think was the difference in the game, something happened where you started bringing that lead a little bit ahead. I know what Nicole said you told your team. I want to know what you told your team.
Oh, I can't remember. Knowing me, it probably was, we just got to play hard, we have to guard, and we have to rebound, because that's usually about all I say.
Nicole said you told them to play defense.
Yeah, I think once we got up, I think the whole fourth quarter, every timeout was, look, we're going to win this game on the defensive end. We don't have to score again if we can guard. And we did a really good job getting through all that foul trouble.
It was a lot of foul trouble.
Some of our bench really stepped up tonight. Taylor was the best we've seen her play all year.
We actually noted that when Kupfer and Ballard as well as Westover were in there, there wasn't seem to be much of a drop-off. And, you have a team, and I wouldn't expect this from anything with your teams, is that you're going to have everybody prepared, and that's exactly what happened tonight.
We told them at the end of the season that during a state playoff run, we're going to need everybody at some point. You need to make sure you're ready, because we're going to run into foul trouble, sickness, injury, something. We're going to have to be able to press or whatever we need to do. And a couple of them, I think, took it to heart, because they played really well tonight. So,
Coach,
really proud of it.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Coach, when we were over in Winslow and we were calling the boys varsity game, one of the things we talked about was this open and how it's uncharted territory for what we're going through. And we talked about ultimately you want to win the open, and there's a lot of good teams in the open. We saw it tonight with, lower C and competitive, and I believe the Chinley St. John score we had on our feed was a pretty close game at halftime. So
I know Paige Payson was 1 point game with I don't know if we're looking at 1 point game with a minute left on that. So, every game is competitive right now.
And it's just uncharted, and going to the open would be huge, but you're kind of in a win-win situation.
Yeah.
And you have a team that I think could compete with a couple of those teams in the open.
Yeah.
but you also have a team that could go back into 3A. So it's going to be interesting to see how everything shakes out, but it's a win-win situation for you. I know I've heard a lot of mixed reactions on the Open. Of course, you and I have both talked to Mr. Greg Perkins, the Holbrook head coach, Coach Perkins, about his thoughts on it, and I had a chance to talk to him Saturday about it, and we're in uncharted territories. But talk about your prep moving forward for the rest of the season, regardless of where you sit.
You know what? We got a big game tomorrow night with Sholo, or Thursday night with Sholo, and that'll kind of.
Is that a for sure?
That's a for sure. They did win against Joe City, from what I understand. And what we're looking at then at that point, that game will determine who stays in the Open and then who goes back to the 3A. So whoever wins that game is on to the semis to play San Carlos or Phoenix Country Day. I think those were the two winners from that game. And so, you know, when you talk about what it looks like for us going forward, it's going to be one good team after another right now.
Either way.
Yeah, like we told the girls today, though, there's nothing we haven't seen this year. You know, we're 26-4 now, so 30 games in. We've seen every type of defense we're going to run into. We've seen every type of offense we're going to run into. So we just know, you know, we know what's coming. We just have to be relaxed, execute, play well, have some fun. We do those things, I think we're capable of beating anybody.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win in this uncharted first round of the Copper State, the Copper Open. Congratulations on a team effort. That was a fantastic effort by everybody. Thank you for joining us. We'll go ahead and cut you loose and appreciate you joining us, and we'll go ahead and wrap up here. Thank you, Coach Brogan. We'll see you.
Yep.
We'll see you Thursday.
Probably
night. Right back here.
Should be a fun one.
Coach Mike Brogan, everybody, thank you for joining us this evening. And folks, we're going to go ahead. For myself, our camera crew, Mel in the truck, this has been Sholo Fort's presentation of high school basketball on I'm sorry, we got one more thing. We're going to go ahead and we're going to wrap this up. Myself, Randall Anselmo, Mel in the truck, Daniel, Robin, and Jeff on the cameras tonight. This is Sholo Fort's presentation of high school basketball. This has been Sholo Fort's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 1067 KNKI Pinetop and italk1067.com. Brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports, and Comfort Fit Dentures. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 1067 and Country Mountain Airwaves, a Kopaniki communication station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without the express written consent of iTalk 1067 or Country Mountain Airwaves is strictly prohibited. For more information on this game and other games around the region, go to italk1067.com.